Spread the word.
How's it been, bro? How's it like tour life? You know, like
It's great. It's fun.
is it scary though? Like, how did this start? Like, what do you prepare? Like, how does
Are we rolling right now?
I don't know. Fuck, are we?
What was the question?
How's tour life? EXO. Is it
EXO tour life?
Yeah, EXO tour life.
It's great. Yeah. My first time headlining on a tour. It's a different experience than usual, you know.
So what's like the preparation? Like is there like do you do the same jokes every time? Like is it like a script basically at this point?
For the tour, yeah. It's
tour.
the same exact set pretty much in every city because it's just like this is the tour set. It's like it's the set that I will be filming at the end of the tour as like a special and to post it on YouTube. So it's like every city's getting the same set.
Right,
That's what the tour
same with
is.
you, Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how long did it take to like make the script? Cause like
it's just over years of like trying jokes and material.
Yeah, working on the material.
Yeah, it takes time, man. It takes years, sometimes 5 years or like 2 months, like to find that polished bit, you know.
Buddy, the fucking first show, if I was like, I would be so fucking nervous.
Yeah, when we were in Calgary, I was pretty nervous.
Yeah, that was the first one. Yeah.
And that was like packed. It was like a big room. It was like 300 people or something like that. And like we're used to, I don't know, like me personally, I'm used to like, I don't know, doing shows for like maybe 50 people regularly.
Yeah.
At the time, and then 300 was like a lot at once. But like, doesn't matter how many people there are. I'm always nervous. I think we're always nervous before we go on stage. Just like, but it's good nerves because you care about the craft and you want to do well. So yeah.
And it's better because like if the crowd reacts well, it's like fuck. Okay, that was good. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They were great that first show.
Oh, that was
Calgary was a great like opener. It was a great.
Is it harder for you because like you're opening? Is it like kind of like?
I mean, yeah, like traditionally, you know, the MC or whoever's first is taking the bullet. They call it, right. So you're kind of warming up the crowd. You're getting everybody used to clapping at certain points, laughing at certain points, getting them into the comedy rhythm of the night. You know what I mean? So you're taking some sacrifice.
Warming them up and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Warming them up and stuff. So by the time he gets on, it's just fucking.
It's like smooth sailing.
Yeah.
That's why it's important to have openers or people to warm it up because it's like it might be tougher for them, but it's also a challenge in a way for them too, which is a good thing.
Right.
Like same way, I've done the same too, like opened, and it's like it's harder, but it's also like still fun. But it's also on my end right now, being the headliner, it's easier. It's still a challenge, but it's a different challenge. Like you're on stage for way longer. That's the challenge. But it's also it's much easier because the crowd's already warm and they're there for you. It's like you're ready to go now.
Couple shots in. That's
it. Like
warming up.
I already laughed a little bit. It's like
Has there been a place where like because I know there's like differences in crowds where it's like that was a tough crowd. You guys like left where you're like, oh fuck, like that was.
Yeah. Many times. Yeah.
Want to say where?
On the tour specifically?
Yeah, on the tour.
Oh no, I mean like every show has been great to be honest on this tour. The different cities are different and with different things, but like for the most part, everyone's been very receptive. I don't know. Some crowds are more rowdy, some crowds are less rowdy.
Yeah, you got to factor in the time too, right? Like some shows are at 8, some are at 10.
Yeah.
So naturally, the 10 o'clock's gonna be more drunk or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Or tired.
10?
Yeah.
That late?
Yeah. Well, that's only happened twice now, or 2 times on the tour. One's in Montreal, which we just did. It was a 7 p.m. show and a 10 p.m. show.
Right.
7 p.m. show was like fire, it was wild. Like it's like an early show, it's a good show. 10 p.m. is a late show. It's like it's always like you never really know what's gonna happen because it's late, like or people are already drinking or like maybe they're tired, so it's like it's just different moods.
Yeah, they just went out to dinner or whatever, right?
Yeah, it's different. It's actually like the timing of it matters sometimes, But yeah, in Toronto it's gonna be the same thing, 7 p.m. and 10 p.m.
I think 8's a good perfect time.
8's a proper time.
It's dark too now at that point.
Yeah, it's a good. That's a solid time. I think 8's good. Yeah.
Man, it's weird sometimes. Like in Alberta, like certain times of the year where it's still light outside at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
You're in a room full of windows and you're like, fuck, it feels like I'm performing at 11 a.m. right now.
Yeah.
And then it just changes people's mindset. You know what I mean? Of being in a room.
Yeah.
Fuck, you guys have to be like, you guys are obviously really big in social media and like you always have to like produce content and shit. Like do you feel like you always have to be on at all times, like in that fucking mode of just like, even if someone like approaches you on the street, like, oh, yo, Neema, Mark, what's good, man? And then you guys have to like respond in like a a comedic way or so like, no,
never. No, I don't feel that way. No, I just like you should be yourself. Like Someone's not gonna come up to me and like, yo, Neema, I'm like, yo, what's good, dog? Like, what do you say? Like,
yeah,
I don't like.
You might though. You might.
Sometimes like, it might come out, but like, I'm not. I'm not like forcing that ever. No, it's not. It's not the way. I don't know. Just gotta be yourself. That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, like in terms of like making content though, because like, you know, in the podcast I listen to, you film for fucking 6-7 hours a day, and then you take a few days off, and then do you always have to be in like a mode where it's like, okay, what's next? Like what other impression I'm gonna do? What other like scene I'm gonna do? You know, like the one with the fucking no and like that one's so funny, man. That one's.
For
You
sure.
know what I mean? Like, do you have to like? Does it get overwhelming at a point where it's like, fuck, I just don't. I'm not. My creative juices aren't flowing right now. I can't. Or you just force yourself and you.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, it's a bit of both.
Yeah, I find like he's much better at that than I am. Like just always creating. I think it's probably because he's used to being in the habit of pumping out so much more. Whereas for myself, I'll find myself overthinking certain shit, and not putting it out, or not really being in the mood to do it, and you know. Or, you know, just sometimes the shit just doesn't come and you're like, I don't think this is a funny idea, so I'm not going to film it or whatever. Whereas he's just like, no, you got to film it. You got to put it out. You got to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Someone's going to like it because we're funny. We're naturally funny. We've been doing it for so long. Like, someone's going to, whether it's a bomb or not, it doesn't really matter because 10 more are coming tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Just, I sometimes I get in my head too, but I'm like, fuck it. What am I going to do?
Yeah. It's like the Gary Vee thing. Like, cause what you said is like quantity over quality.
Yeah.
You think
I
that's
believe in
true?
that.
Really?
I believe in it. Now I do, yeah. Before I didn't. Well, because, before, like, when I was started in 2014 doing YouTube videos,
Yeah.
that's when everyone was doing long-form 5-minute videos on YouTube, like skits or, like, these, like, impression videos or vlog-style videos for 5 minutes. And it was one a week. Hey, videos every Thursday, blah, blah, blah. Hey, what's up, guys? Like, welcome to my YouTube channel. Like, that was the vibe before.
Yeah.
No one's doing that anymore. Everyone's just posting bare shit, just small micro content, right? So I'm like, and then there's way more chance of people missing those videos now. That's why I say quantity over quality, because it's like the more you put out, the bigger your chances are of people seeing at least some of your videos. So yeah, as opposed to before, I'm like, you have one a week, you better make it good. Like, put more effort into it, but it's still effort. It's just different effort.
Do you ever feel though sometimes like when you like don't feel like you're doing it? Like, does it ever get to a point where you're like, I'm just pumping out content just for the content? It's not even, you know what I mean? Like, because at some point it's like a marketing thing now. Like, it's not even about the comedy. Like, I know your guys' passion's about comedy, right? And that's why you started in the first place. But at some point, is it ever like, you know, you got to be strategic. Like, I have to like do it this way and post it, and then it doesn't feel genuine. It doesn't feel. I might be wrong. Like, does that feeling ever come up? Like, you know what I mean?
I feel like for certain characters, it's like that. For me, anyways, like some people, for example, let's take the Doug Ford shit, for example. Some people are like, oh man, Doug Ford just did this. You got to do it. And I'm like, man, I don't want to do Doug Ford anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And then, but you know that, like, you know, there's that saying in comedy where like one for them, one for you, or like even in music, right? Like, do one for the radio and then one for yourself. Like, you do have to do the shit that makes you laugh and that you want to do, but there's also stuff that like the fans just want to see this character, so why not do it whether you like it or not?
Yeah.
You know, got to be grateful that people are following you and like certain something, you're bringing something to life for them, or like changing their day with this particular character. You kind of got to remove yourself from that idea for a second. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Am I articulating anything properly right now?
No, it's
But
good.
yeah, you get
You
it.
know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I think you just never know who's watching your stuff or who's gonna like it. So I think you just gotta post whatever you know and whatever you want. At the same time, appeasing like the audience. Like, you know, you have to hear what they're asking for sometimes too, because you also can't. I don't think you should also be completely blind to what your viewers want. Like, you know, there's favorite characters, like,
Yeah.
but as long as you like doing it, I feel like you should still have that balance.
But
of doing both.
If at any point you started hating on character and you just didn't want to do, would you stop though? Even if the crowd wanted it, even if the audience.
Sure. I mean, there's many characters I've just kind of stopped doing, or it's been a while since I've done it. So I don't feel like doing it. Like, I'm over it. Or like, and then like there's times where I'm like, I miss doing it. I'll do it. And it was good, but I'm like, it's not. It just doesn't feel the same as like before. It's like I feel like it's just been overdone, and so I'm like, that's why you kind of lose interest, and then that's when you naturally have to progress into newer shit.
New shit.
It's like stand-up. Like, your material evolves with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So it becomes a reflection of your life type thing. So it's like you kind of, like, it grows with you at the same time. So
Yeah, exactly.
like, that character was right for the time you were doing it at.
Right.
And now not so much. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's just great.
That's just
That's
drilling.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's just
That's fucking Jeffrey Dahmer trying to get into this room.
Yo, that show is fucked up.
I haven't seen it.
Dude,
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen
It's
it?
fucked up.
Is
bro.
it fucked up?
It's so fucked.
It's really good, but it's so fucked up.
Hey,
gotta
don't
see
leave. Why does everybody want to leave me?
Yo, yeah.
Don't leave me. Wait, stay. Have a drink.
Yeah.
It's fucked
What
up.
a lunatic.
It's fucked.
If I was gay, I'd be kind of down though.
Yeah?
No, you wouldn't.
No, I mean like he's a
For
decent,
him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a good looking
Dude,
guy.
there's a thing like where chicks are actually like thirsting over him now.
Well, they've always been like that. Girls thirst over serial killers all the time. And
Like
I
there's
don't-
actually a thing like it's like happening. Like girls are into it.
well, what do you think they listen to murder podcasts and shit? They love that shit.
Wow, they're fucking like
crazy
fingering
shit.
themselves and shit.
100%,
Girls
bro.
thirst over murderers.
It's true.
That's got to be a sound clip that we use for promo. For
I'm
this.
telling you, man.
You have
It's
such...
like this alpha vibe. Like
Your hands are so Middle Eastern.
Who,
you know
me?
what I mean? Yeah,
Why?
is that
What do you
weird?
mean?
Like, is that a weird thing to say? I just canceled myself. But like, you know what I mean? Like, your hands are so like musical. You know, it's like,
bro, but you're Italian.
I know, but like Italians, it's more like jagged and rigid.
Yeah,
it's like, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
this, he's like,
Like you're about to take off on you.
yeah, like his is very like
Yeah.
wavy.
Yeah. The Jeffrey Dahmer.
Jeffrey Dahmer. Dahmer. Yeah.
Dahmer and Dahmer Jeffrey.
Yo, I actually asked my mom. I'm like, yo, what if I? Because she watched it first. She's like, yo, you gotta watch this.
Your
Okay.
mom, your Persian mom, was watching the
dude,
Jeffrey
she watches
Dahmer
everything.
documentary.
She's chilling. Yeah, she watches everything. She's like, oh
this
my
guy is
god,
crazy.
really crazy.
Kheli, kheli.
Fuck the dayus.
Oh my god.
And I'm fucking swearing and
Yeah.
and shit.
Of course.
But I was like, yo, like, mom, what if I started like, what if I was a serial killer?
What if I was
And
a
she was like,
serial
oh,
killer, Bob?
Yeah, mom.
Yo, mama, what if I was a serial killer?
Mom, where's the Xbox? Yeah.
Oh my god.
Mom, what if I was like a serial killer?
You guys sound like a fucking bimbo, bro. That's crazy.
Dude, I already know I sound like a fucking. But that's the thing. Should I care? Should I-
phone sex stuff,
Yeah, do
man.
phone
Make
sex.
a killing, bro. Do
it
have
right
an
now.
OnlyFans just for audio.
just for audio, huh?
Yeah.
So funny.
Hey,
Really, there's a
ladies.
thing like a fucking audiobook where I just like read a fucking chapter of a book.
Oh, and girls are just like,
Yeah, like
oh yeah, just making it fly, baby.
Yeah, 100%.
should I care if I sound like a bimbo?
Yeah.
Oh man, be you,
Yeah,
bro.
you should care a lot. No, I'm kidding.
Be you, man. We don't sound like that. If me and him sound like that,
buddy.
we'd be making bank off of dumb
100%.
websites, just soaking women in
No,
this.
the thing
Dude,
is,
I would
just
be
sound-
doing an audiobook.
Yeah.
Just explaining
Read
things. No sex
like
voice.
50 Shades of Grey in that book.
Oh,
on
yeah.
your OnlyFans.
Dude,
Yeah,
girls will be
fuck.
coming everywhere.
Then I strapped her to the bed and like it was sick.
Yes. Fucking.
he walked into the room and I was like, oh my god, I'm fucking
See what I mean? We're
No, man, I don't
impersonating
know.
you. We just sound robotic, but you have
Yeah.
You have the natural.
you've got that bass.
Yeah,
You know what I
thanks,
mean?
buddy.
That's good.
Fuck.
Thanks,
I'm
boys.
so turned on right now. Thanks, boys. Fuck, thanks, pals.
Thanks, pals.
Buddy, I messaged this guy last night. I'm like, yo, you want beer? He's
like,
like,
are you get fucked?
yeah.
At
11
10 in the morning? How do you fuck yourself?
Yeah.
I don't even know why I suggested that.
Yeah.
I don't even
I don't know why you
messaged-
asked that, to be honest.
Because I was
Yeah.
fired up. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
want
we
beer?
get fucking
First thing I
start
fucking thought
chugging
of.
Fucking 2-4s on this pod.
Fucking get a fucking couple of fucking brewskis. Go to the fucking Nucks game.
Oh, yeah.
The Knox.
Oh, they're
Worst
fucking.
team ever. Haven't had a good
Dude, they're
team
so
since
dog shit.
Luongo was in net, pal.
And the Sedin brothers. Sedin.
Luongo was Italian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Buddy, I'm not okay. So I went to Europe. I went to France with my mom in the summer, and we went to San Remo, Italy. Man, people are dicks there.
For sure. They're racist as hell.
San
You know?
Remo?
Is it a
It's
racist
in
thing?
Italy? Fuck yeah, dude.
So that's what it was. It wasn't
sure.
like I said something stupid. It's just
What
like,
time of
brown
year
guy.
did you go?
Huh?
When'd you go? What time of year?
End of August.
That's the problem. Because August is like Ferragosto, so it's like everything's shut down. So that's like vacation for Italians. So they don't want to deal with anybody. They don't want to work. They already don't want to work in general in Italy. So when
No
you
one
go-
works there.
No one works.
Everyone-
Dude, everyone just looked pissed. Like,
Yeah.
like the guy working there trying to get the ticket for the fucking sky train or like the train. He just like, I swear he said, "Go fuck yourself" to my mom in like Italian, Italian,
Italian. Nice.
Italian.
Italian.
That's like Australian, like Italian. I speak Italian. That's but it's because he's not supposed to be working at that time of year, and he's just like, my whole
do you
family's
mean,
on
though,
vacation. Like, dude, they take all of August off.
Yeah,
the whole
but
country does.
someone's got to work.
Exactly, but the guys who work are just like, bro, I'm the guy working overtime on New Year's Eve. Everybody else is getting fucking plastered.
Getting
And here
their
comes his
dick
buddy
sucked.
and his mom being like, get me on the train. And he's like, fuck this, bro. So,
Wait, but you look Italian though. You could
pass
down
the
there.
fuck.
So I
Sicilian
look
or
Indian,
Calabrese?
now Italian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Racially
Cool.
ambiguous, bro.
Fuck.
And
That's the
being-
thing with Persians. We can get with anything.
Yeah, it's great. That's why
You
I
could
love
say fucking maybe like I don't know, like Bosnian or no, like
Anything.
Albanian.
100%.
Yeah, because you have black hair.
Yeah, you Arab, Russian, fucking that. You know, Afghan, fucking. I get
Turkish,
Italian,
easily Turkish,
Italian, Greek,
Italian.
Portuguese,
Turkish, for sure.
like
Yeah.
all that shit. Yeah,
yeah, you could pass a Sicilian, like this guy here.
yeah. Siciliano.
See, but he looks Persian too, though.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
super
yeah.
Persian.
He looked like
Little
a
bit, a little
Persian
bit.
singer.
Oh, he does.
Like, oh.
Yeah, give us a vocal, bro.
Don't.
So, fucking, yo, man, like, how long are you guys on your phones and shit? Because, like, for me, man,
6 to 8 hours a day.
6 dude, there's like a report at the end of the week, and it's like 8 hours of my life was on this.
Yeah.
At some
In
point,
a
like,
day or in a
in a
week?
day.
8 hours?
Yeah. I don't know if
That's
it's
a-
capped,
That's
though.
a lot, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. And, like, because your lives are on social media, right? Like, at the
Yeah.
end of the day, like, you know, that's your
Yeah.
that's your marketing tool. That's your fucking anchor for everything.
Yeah.
Like, is there a point where you're like, holy fuck, man? Like, I need to get off of this. Like, my brain is about to explode. Like,
For sure.
and like, how do you, like, I mean, I guess, how do you get away from that? And how do you, like, you know, navigate through that, you know? Because social media is a big issue, man. Like, especially because, like, you guys are, you know, getting that clout now, right? And there's gonna be so many hate comments, so many like people, so many DMs, so many fucking
Yeah.
comments and shit. Like, how do you ignore that, right? Like, I talked to Omid a little bit.
Yeah, well,
about it.
he put time limits on my apps
Right.
for the longest time where it's like, and he has a password to it. So it's like, you have someone to keep you accountable. So like,
Oh, and
it's
he won't tell you the password.
No.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I time out of like a day, like if there's an hour on this app, an hour on that app, an hour on the other one. If I time it out and I didn't post enough, like that, like I was supposed to, this is my job, then it's like it's on me. Because he's not gonna put the password in. And like I'll have to wait until the next day comes and it opens again.
Even it could be anything. Like,
Anything,
yeah,
doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's one way to keep you accountable.
I wanted to add to that. I started, this might be a long story for nothing, but in stand-up I started to, you know when you go to comedy clubs, you used to go as an audience member and you used to be like, okay, I'm going to laugh at this place rather than going to work at this place. For phones, I used to like, you know, you want to like take a break or relax or chill out for a half an hour from work. You pull up your phone, you just scroll for an hour or whatever, right? I never looked at it as like, okay, now I'm going to work like I do as a comic in a comedy club.
Right.
You know, I don't know if you ever watched the show, you kind of get disengaged from you're at work and you have to perform. It's the same thing with phones. Like I haven't made that full transition to like I'm opening my phone to
business for business.
yeah, to post because that's my job and to put out content. Whereas like sometimes I go, I gotta post. I open up my phone. I'm like, fuck, I've been
30
scrolling for 30 minutes.
notifications.
Why did I go on my phone in the first place?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And then you, so
I guess it comes down to the intention of
Yeah.
just knowing exactly what you're doing it for.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
I
But
don't
it's
even know
hard,
what I
man. It's
just
like we're only
said.
human,
It's-
bro. Honestly, like, listen, the algorithms are much smarter than all of us. So it's like, you know,
Dude, I swear to God, I say something like out loud, and then
you'll
next
see
thing
it.
I
Yeah,
see
you'll
it,
see
I
it.
see it.
I know.
I say it out loud.
yeah.
What, bro? Like,
Something I heard actually I saw on Twitter was like, the ads you see on your phones, it actually has to do with the person who's beside you, and what they are being shown. They'll also be shown on your phones too after they hang out with them.
so if we're like talking about fucking,
buddy, we were talking about jelly-filled jizz donuts, boys.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're gonna get on our phones today.
just some fucked up shit, some
glory hole
black
shit.
market shit.
Yeah. It's just blacked. Yeah.
So like, how have you guys gone over all those? Like, are you guys do you worry about anything you say anymore? Like
No.
on stage or
No. I just know it's part of the process. It's like you gotta make mistakes. You're only human. You gotta fucking make the mistakes in order to grow and get better from there, right? So you gotta fucking try.
Right.
How are you gonna know if something's gonna work if you don't try?
Yeah.
And I don't like people who are like, oh, you shouldn't have said that. Like, cancel this guy. I'm like, you know what it fucking means to be a human being? Because what, you don't make mistakes. You don't say the wrong shit here. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Like when you do those impressions, people don't know. Like you're. It's not from like you
no,
love.
not at all.
You're a nice
Yeah,
guy.
it's
You're
not,
a good guy.
Either of us. We're just never like that. It's always just to make people laugh. That's
Tell
all
a
it is.
story, make people laugh. Yeah.
That's all it is. So, but some people are fucking idiots and don't understand that they don't have the brain capacity to understand that this is all a joke. It's like it's all in light fun. It's just it's the humor we have. It's like you're not in my brain. You don't know, like this is my intention.
Yeah.
This is just how my brain works. I have to do voices. I have to do accents. I have to make jokes. You know what I'm saying?
It's harder for me because I'm white, so they hate me even more.
That's also not fair because it's like you didn't choose that, right? It's like, but like,
yeah, I didn't fucking choose this life, man. Why can't I do accents?
but at the same time, it's like, yeah, I understand because I'm in it, so I have empathy for like someone like him, for instance, who like I can get away with it more because I feel like I'm considered more ethnic.
You can get away. It's like, you can chalk it up. Be like, I'm Persian and I'm brown.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But then they're like, okay, fine, you're good. But this guy, fuck that guy. He's white. But I'm like, I don't agree because, first of all, he has more culture than any white person I know.
Yeah.
Let me explain something.
Technically, he's not. He's Italian. So
No,
it's not
Let me explain that for just 1 second. Being Italian, in the 90s and early 2000s, like you look at Just for Laughs, the ethnic shows, it was Italians and Greeks. Now, the Italians became like
White.
the whitest people of all time.
Which is
Now,
weird.
Granted, we've always been white, but at one point we were classified in this ethnic group because we were a part of this European group. Now it's like you guys aren't ethnic at all. You have no culture, and you're like, bro, you can't just be grouping us with Tanner from Newmarket. Like, that's not fucking right, dude. We're not the same guy, bro.
That's so true.
We don't want that group.
Tanner.
No, it's so true though because it's like, if anything, Italians and Greeks have the most culture.
Or we're
Some of the most. They're high up there.
Yeah.
Literally, bro. Like literally.
No,
Funny when I say literally, like I actually turn into.
yeah, you're a basic bitch.
Yeah, like-
literally, like I'm fucking done.
I'm gonna come.
So anyway, that's why I go back to my point of I have compassion because I know how my brain works, and there's other people who have the same process in their brains, like him.
Yeah.
It's like we have our brains. I feel like work similarly in certain ways with the voices and impressions, but he's just white. He's white.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know what's the difference. It's just,
People are just getting more sensitive, man. Especially in comedy. Like, is it a dying fucking like industry? No, it's not. It's actually becoming better. Huh? Right?
for sure.
Well,
I feel like it's getting because of like people like Dave Chappelle and Andrew Schultz. I think they've like helped kind of bring back that that love for like a little bit edgy comedy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So,
I agree.
so like that helps when people in that power just do their shit. You know what I'm saying?
There's also like there's been a massive adjustment period with social media, whereas like a comedian could be a content creator, a YouTuber, a vlogger. You know what I mean? Whereas like back in the day, comedian was just strictly a stand-up comedian or a Saturday Night Live comedian or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't as like diluted, if you will, into all these sub niches that are out there. So I mean, the cancel culture shit is just a fucking roadblock right now. It doesn't even matter.
It doesn't even matter, huh?
Well, I mean, because we have to fail, right? To know if something's funny, we have to try it out and see if it works. It's high risk, high reward, right? So if we touch on, let's say, cancer, for example, odds are, you know what I mean? Odds are it's not going to be that funny, right? But we won't know unless we try it. And if you can make cancer funny, how much better of a comedian are you? You know what I'm saying?
There's always gonna be someone that is offended by it, but it's like
Of course.
it doesn't even matter, right? Like at that point.
It's like the people, and you can't waste all of your time on stage explaining your intention and being like, listen, guys, we're trying to be funny. Everybody relax. We don't mean to offend you. Like, our job is to
do that. It's never gonna work.
It pisses me off that they hold comedians accountable, but politicians can say what they want, change laws. No one gives a fuck.
Yeah.
We're out here doing a joke onto the next show. Like, fuck. What do we sell merch that has a dick on it, and you're worried about us? Like, fuck off.
I know, seriously, it's crazy.
But then
so dude, like the
Donald
shit's
Trump
happening
says
around.
crazy
Like you guys,
I know.
like you've been letting that go for fucking 40 years now. It's like
Yeah, it's like, why is it like, they come after, and then now with social media, when these like current events happen that blow up and like, you know, people are in a rage, they go to comedians or influencers to talk about it. I'm like, bro, I'm not CNN. When CNN starts playing comedy specials and the Food Network starts playing fucking whatever stand-up, then I'll become News Network.
Right,
But it's like, I'm a comedy page, bro. Like, I don't know anything about politics. I don't know anything about world events. It's like, everyone's like, oh, you're not political. It's not a political thing. It's a human thing. I'm like, well, yeah, I understand that. Yeah. But it's still like, well, I don't know. It's not my place. I don't know. I just like, I feel more comfortable doing what I know and what I feel is good for me and for everyone else. Yeah. And I don't want to like force anything either, you know? It's awkward.
I feel like our jobs as comedians is to basically distract you from real life.
That's exactly.
You come to the show, you've had this mental escape for an hour and a half. It's like when you go to the movies, you're just, you know what I mean? You're pulled out of life for a second and you're entertained for an hour, and then you leave, you feel good. You're like, oh, that was fun.
It's a good way to think about it, honestly.
Our job is to just distract you basically from your shitty life. You know what I mean?
100%.
So it's like, fuck.
That's the point. But it's without us, what are you left with? What, are you just going to be sulking and being in sadness this whole time, man? Just because people are over here dying or people are here being raped and this and that. It's like, what the fuck, man?
What is it a good time
to laugh
like,
or
there's
make
literally
jokes?
nothing.
When is it a good time?
Yeah.
It's never a good time.
Have you, just to touch on your CNN thing, have you ever watched CNN for like an hour? After 20 minutes, you're like, I gotta shut this down. Like I'm fucking, you know what I mean? Like you're stressed out, bro. Like you gotta be like, okay, I gotta go watch comedy, and then you pull up Neema and you want to laugh. But like imagine you're stressed out on CNN, and then you open up, and then Neema's also doing it. You're like, fuck, everybody's depressing you right now. It's like his job is to make you laugh and pull you away.
That's true, man.
And on top, on top of that, imagine someone does see they go on to watch comedy. Now every comedian's posting about the same event that you just saw on the news, and then that person's like, you know what? I'm so sad. I'm gonna kill myself. And I'm being dead serious here. Now that one person's gonna kill himself.
Because the one person I actually like laughed to, like that would actually like get me out of escape, is now talking about the exact same thing. I don't even want to.
What am I left to do now?
That's true.
Now there's nothing left for me to do except kill myself. That's extreme, obviously, but it's possible.
Yeah, no. If you're overly depressed and then it's depressing news, then you open up your source of shit to get you out of depressing. It's like.
That's fucked, man. Yeah, exactly. But I feel like a lot of people just fail to realize that, and that's why they berate people like me.
You have a platform.
How much pressure did you get for Iran, man?
So much.
I don't want to like get into
a lot. Yeah. I mean, I was still getting berated up until fucking last night. Like
a ridiculous amount. It's actually crazy.
When the first week of the tour, that was the hardest. It was like, man, people were going nuts.
Here's my thing though. Like, what you don't live there, first of all.
Never been there.
Never been there, right?
I don't even have family there.
You're not political. Like, what can
I do?
Possibly do to help anything there?
Yo, you should make a video. Like, this is totally offside. You should make a video and being like, what Iranians expect of me, and you just do a Rambo sequence of like you putting on a thing and like getting dressed up in military garb. They just expect you to go there and be Iron Man and just wipe out the fucking 100%. Regime.
Yeah. It's up to me.
Super Neema.
Seriously, it's like, what am I gonna kill them with my fucking Gary Vee impression? Like,
exactly.
You gotta fucking have patience, okay? Like,
you have to stop with this hijab shit. It's driving me crazy.
My man, what's your name? Reza? Okay. What's your name? Reza. How old are you? Bro, 4? You have so much fucking time to be a fucking terrorist? Just gotta have fucking perspective, my man, okay?
Dude, that's hilarious. What's your name? Reza?
You're 4?
Bro, you're 4? That's so fucking corrupt, okay? You gotta do what you fucking love. Fuck your military.
Yeah. Tell the military to fuck themselves.
Yeah, they don't know shit.
Dude, that's fucking hilarious. Fuck,
seriously, though, that's what I think about when people tell me you have to lead the fucking protest. I'm like, bro, I don't even know how to spell a protest, or I've never been in one. I don't even know what I'm doing here. What do you mean? Like, I can't even like help myself. Like, I can't even shave my balls without cutting it. It's like, you want me to lead a fucking world movement?
Yeah, dude, that could be fun. I wonder if you did that. Did like Gary Vee trying to change Iran? If you made that video, what the reaction would be?
Fuck.
You're like, buddy,
I'm not doing that. You know, I get nervous, like just like saying that shit.
I'm not doing that, bro. I honestly think, but that's actually the best way like as a comedian to do it, it's like, okay, if we're gonna do our job, let's make a joke about it. Then that's what our job
That's
is.
what I'm saying. That's what the reason of what we're
You
doing.
know, so if you made a joke about it, that's also part of awareness, whatever. But then they go, it's not something to joke about. Which is not,
but dude, do you not get sketched out because they have your face? They'll put it in the database.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm
if
saying.
you ever
Bro,
go to Iran, they're
I'm
like, oh,
fucked.
get this guy out.
100%. That's how that actually happens, though. That's what's scary.
That's what I'm. Yeah.
That's like people are like making these videos, and then some of them show up in Iran. They're like, "Yeah, you're coming with me right now," and they go and torture them. Fuck that.
Reza.
Reza, Ali, Muhammad, bro, you guys are fucked.
Yeah.
You gotta put this shit on NFTs.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude, that's fucking.
Yo, when
funny.
you met Gary, man, how what was that feeling?
Sick. It was dope. Yeah, it was great. He's a great guy. Yeah, humble, very nice.
Okay, one thing I want to get, I want to understand the thought process. Like, when you achieve that kind of thing, like when you guys are on tour right now, you guys are doing well, you guys are getting all this attention, all this fucking clout and everything. For me, personally, like one of my goals in the podcast, I told Alex, was I want Tyler, the creator, on the pod because he's one of my favorite people, and The Weeknd because he's my favorite artist.
dope.
And he never does interviews, so it'll be like fucking like, holy shit, this guy got. If I had one of them on, it would be pretty hard for me to wake up the next morning and be like, okay, what's next? Like, what's, you know what I mean? It would be hard for me to like get up and like
that
not
next
like
goal,
just
right?
chill out and be like, wow, I did it. Like, I'm good. How do you like
Move on.
move on? How do you bring yourself back to earth and humble yourself and be like, well, okay, I met Gary Vee. I went on stage for him. That doesn't mean shit. All right, what's next? How do you like? What do you think of? Like, I personally don't know how I would do it.
Not to cut you off, but like you just said it there. It's like, what is next? What's next, right? That's our goal. Is always, what's next? What's next? What's next? You know. So how can you take that to then propel you to the next level and the next level? Because, fuck, you know, we're not Kevin Hart yet. You know what I mean? So how can you take that piece to propel you even further? You know.
I think it's actually pretty easy because it's like it's motivating. Like, oh shit, I just did this. What else can I do?
Yeah.
And then also for me specifically, personally, like that after that thing happened, the day after I had to fly back home and open for Monster Brownie. Like, I'm like, I have to think about that too. Fuck. And then like I was like, well, it's done. Now I'm on the flight back. I'm like, okay, now I have to worry about the stand up. It's like I have to not forget about it, but you know, it's like, okay, cool. Like that was sick, greatest experience. You just gotta take it in and move on. And like
Like, you didn't even have time to think back, like,
no,
holy shit, that just happened. Like, that was like.
It took me a few weeks before I could process everything that happened, to be honest. And then, but it's like you got to keep moving, right? It's like you can't just like stop there. It's like imagine Drake stopped after Views album. You know what I'm saying? Like he wouldn't make fucking Certified Lover Boy or the other ones. You know what I'm saying? Like Scorpion. Like if you just stop there, why? Like what, just because like you had the best album does that means it's over? Like no, like you can still do more. As long as you love it. So that's the way I see it. I don't know.
It comes down to personal goals, I think, like what you want for yourself. You know.
So if you reach, like, once you reach that goal, you just make a new one, basically, right? Like, it's simple as that, really.
I mean, my goals are so far and long term. It's like, if I reach it, I'll be like, great. I'll probably be 100 and be like, time to die. Sick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But also, you can't put anything on a pedestal either. I'm like, I just let shit happen, and I'm like, well, this is just better than I was before. And then I just keep going. I just know something will happen. And like something good will happen, like eventually. Just keep going.
leveling up,
Just keep leveling up. That's it. Yeah.
that moment mentality, basically. Yeah. Always do more. You better can be better.
Yeah. It's like, you know, it's like it's like
the first name that came to his head, Reza.
Yeah. Seriously though, yeah, like
Fire.
Kobe Bryant, like, he even talks about it when he was doing that press conference when they were up like 3-1 in the finals or something like that. It's like, are you happy that you're up 3-1? It's like, happy? What's there to be happy about? Like, job finished? No, job's not finished. All right, keep going. Whatever. It's like simple as that, but it's true. You know, that's the way I see it.
That shit hurt, man. That was
rough. Yeah.
I was crying for like 3 days.
I cried that whole day. I remember it was a Sunday. I remember.
Yeah, it was the whole. I've never in my life felt something like that with someone I never met before.
100%.
Like because he was such an idol for me.
Dude, my mom was crying and shit too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was one of those things where it's
It
like,
hit all of us. Yeah. And sometimes I actually, like, literally 2 weeks ago, I watched the Redeem Team documentary and I saw him in it.
Yeah.
And as soon as I saw him talk and like I remembered all the emotions, I started to tear up. I was like, "Fuck, man!"
Yeah.
It was like it hit me.
was different, man.
Yeah, it was different. Literally built different. Seriously.
Mine was Robin Williams too. When he killed himself, I was like, "Bro, you got to be kidding me!" I was so mad.
That was fucked too. Yeah,
That pissed me off.
Yeah,
because you also knew when the way he went, it was like he was fucking going through shit. He was suffering, right? Like it was like
that's the
even
scariest
harder.
part too about like comedians is like you wouldn't never expect a comedian to kill himself.
Right.
But
But
like,
yet
this
it's
guy
like
has
the
to be
number
the
one.
happiest. You know?
Yeah, yet they all do it. I don't understand.
So
Well,
what do you do? After you.
yeah, legit. Yeah, it's fucked.
Nah, but like I don't, that's why it's important to you know, just in general check in with those people that you think are good when really they're probably not. You know.
So this might be a dumb question, bit on that. You guys do like multiple like personality like impressions and shit.
Yeah, we have border
Bro, so like okay,
multiple
like this
personalities.
might be a bimbo like question, but like do you ever like lose yourself in that because you do it so much? Like there has to be some psychology in that where it's like you do so many impressions that your brain gets tricked to thinking
This guy's like,
might be
you
on.
guys fucking dumb? Do you guys have,
you know, no,
do
you know what I
have a
mean?
split personality decision? Or you
You guys
guys,
have split personalities, borderline.
I didn't say this. I just remember us last night. We're going to
yeah,
7 different accents and voices. And like, who are we?
yeah.
Like,
You know
we
what?
have no idea. What's
I
going
think
on.
it's like it's a coping mechanism that I think from when we were kids, like always deflecting with accents. Like, for example, he's in the shower, bro. And all you hear is like, "Daddy, you are my daddy. I am your daddy." And like, so it's like it's the same
And then
thing.
you
Like,
go into a different thing and another
yeah,
one.
and then you just keep like doing that. Like if you, my
so funny.
my mom says that all the time. She's
It's
like, "Man,
fucked.
when you were growing up, she's like, you're just screaming in different voices at all times." And I genuinely think that's because we're in our own head with our own thoughts. And we don't want people to think there's something wrong, so we are just putting out this force field of like
so
funny.
funny.
You know what I mean? Just being like, they're
so
like, "Oh,
true.
we can hear him. He's yelling. He's doing an accent. He's having fun.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with him." Meanwhile, our head is like, our head's not even doing the accent. You know,
It's
our head's
so
like,
true. It's
I'm
like
the-
I have to do it too. I
yeah,
can't
you have,
stop
yeah,
myself.
yeah.
It has to come out.
Yeah,
If I don't do this fucking Asian accent right now, I'm gonna lose it.
do it right now.
Yo,
Get him.
Yo, what happened?
Get 'em.
What happened the other day where we walked into the store? What store were we at? Yo, fuck, we walked into that store. Yo, we walked into the sushi restaurant. This guy goes, this guy's like, and I'm like, yo, chill the fuck out. And he's like, I'm like, yo, did you know you did that? He's like, yo, I didn't even realize. He's like,
This guy did that?
Yeah, he's like, it just came out. Like,
Yo, legit, I had no idea. I totally didn't even realize.
yeah.
But that's how it is, though. Sometimes it just comes out.
Yeah, dude, with the cab driver, this Indian cab driver, we were just like,
Oh no,
God.
Yes.
I responded back to him in his accent. Like he was talking, I was like, "Oh, really?" And I was like, "Fuck." Like, "Oh, really, sir?" And I was like, "Fuck. You can't do that." But like, I'm
So fucked, bro.
really, sir.
Oh my God, it's so funny. It's so true.
Fuck.
though. That's exactly how it happens.
Go see Painted Sharks in theaters.
Fuck,
Yo,
man.
it's fucked, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Fucking.
Yeah, we're
So-
fucked.
One thing I wanted to get, I don't know if because I watched the other episode with those guys. I don't know, fucking Gifted Gab.
Yeah, give it a go, man.
Yeah. Or was the other one with the other hosts?
GTA podcast?
Yeah, with the food addiction part.
Yeah.
Talking about food
Sure,
addiction.
yeah.
What was like? What's the journey been like with that? Like what
With food?
with food?
What's our journey with food?
This is the reason we're on this podcast.
He's
No,
like,
because
"Listen,
I've had.
Fucks.
I got a diet program for you guys."
Listen, Dr. Bernstein told us you're going to be here. I'm a personal friend.
Like, are you? So here's the thing, man. Like, you know, like your brand. Like when I see you, it's like funny guy with like, you know, the way you look. It's funny. Like with like the
Yeah.
comedic
For sure.
brand that you have.
Yeah.
Do you sort of just embrace that now, or is it like?
Are you asking if we lose weight, will we be funny anymore?
No, but like you know, like sometimes it like
So you're
it's part
a
of
fat
the brand.
fuck.
part of the
Do
brand.
you care that you're a fat fuck on your brand or not?
I mean, so listen, I've been trying to lose weight for the better half of a decade. It's honestly, dude, it's hard, but it's harder when it becomes part of the brand and people associate you or characters or your stand-up with being a big guy. You know what I mean?
That's why it's important not to box yourself in general into anything, because I've never done. I don't think I've ever like been like, oh, I'm fat, like crazy, like on my social media at all. Before I started doing stand-up, I have jokes literally now about how I just did fat jokes when I started. Now, like in my set, there's a couple of fat jokes, but it's like, but they're more tasteful and it's a little more elevated. And after this set that I'm doing and the tour, you'll see, like I'm never gonna do fat jokes again, because I'm like, it's not. I don't want it to be like my identity, because I feel like it's too easy. I don't know. I want to elevate it. So
I feel it would be hard though, man. Like if you like, like you fucking like you know, like if you don't look like that, people would be like, oh, he's not that funny.
Well, that's
I feel like
literally one of my
think
jokes is like my friends or like people in general have told me in my life, yo man, like make sure you don't lose weight, bro. You're gonna lose your funny. I'm like,
I get that every day. I saw a therapist about that exact thing because I was like, fuck, I don't want to lose all this weight, because you know when you're so big so early, like I was fat as fuck, like really young. So like, and then what you don't want to be. You can be one of 3 fat guys. You know what I mean? You can be the fat guy who fucking reeks and is. No, but you know what I'm saying? Like you all went to school with the fat guy who stinks.
Oh my god.
The fat guy who's sweating his ass off. Or the funny fat guy, right? And you're like, okay, fuck, there's too many fat guys around me that are all of the above and none of them are funny, right? And then you're like, okay, if I'm funny,
I don't want to lose.
You're funny first. You're not fat first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you don't want to lose it. Yeah, you try to stick out and be like part of the cool group because the fat kid is the fat, sweaty, smelly kid who's going to eat everything at your birthday, so we don't invite him, right? So you got to kind of find ways to. Anyways, going back to mental health.
Sometimes I have an identity crisis too. I'm like, literally though, like if I lose the weight, I actually like sometimes I get self-conscious. People have told me like, yo man, like, like don't lose your weight, bro. Like trust me, like when you're skinny, it's not gonna be as funny anymore. I actually start thinking about that. I'm like, fuck man, what if that actually does happen and I just become like this boring guy? And then like you get in your head, bro. It's like a real, because that's been your whole identity, your whole life is like you're the funny fat kid at school, at home, like at work. It's like you play off of it because it like feels good and you kind of like seek that attention. So now I'm like, that's why I honestly feel like it's a real psychology where it's like, that's why I'm almost against losing weight, even though I want to do it and I know it'll make me feel better. I'll be healthier. I'll get more girls, whatever it is. But I'm like, I actually worry so much about my career more than anything. Of like to the point where if I lose weight, I'm gonna lose my career, which is like fucked.
Yeah, and then thank God we go on tour with guys like Packer who are like. Just beautiful men,
and we're fucking model,
chiseled,
bro.
steady. His nose has abs, bro.
Yeah, his jawline has a 6-pack on it. Fucked.
And like his skin is so tight. I'm like, dude, you're
fuck you.
So when you see that and he's crushing, you're like, okay, fine.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's nice to see it for sure.
So many people like for so long they've seen you like.
Well, it's different because we've been funny this whole time as who we are now. For us, it's different because it's like they've already seen how we are fat. But like the challenge is like, what if you lose weight and you are like Andrew Packer now? Yeah. Like, are those same people gonna find you funny? I don't know.
I mean,
you're gonna have to find new people.
You post a lot of videos like David Goggins, like running and like that shit, like the workout video. It's funny, right? Like it's like like that's he's mocking it, right? Like it's
I mean, it's just like it's not even me trying to like shit on him. It's more so just me. That's how what I think is funny.
Yeah, and it is.
Like,
that's the thing, though. Like,
I just think it's like it's enlightening. I don't know. I think it's more just representing than like shitting on someone. It brings more attention. I feel like to the other person too.
I want to just rip it back to mental health because I don't even think we answered your question about like being ourselves in our mind.
Yeah.
But like, I think there was an older stigma back in the day of comics who were always drinking, always on blow, like always depressed and this sort of thing. Whereas there's more of a I feel like in our generation in general, we're being more mental, like more aware of mental health issues and being in shape. Like we're on the road, man. We're going to the gym. We don't drink. We don't do drugs. We're not. So we're trying to change that stereotype of the artist lifestyle. You know what I mean? So I think that helps quite a bit. And I mean,
for sure. Yeah, like you said, we're not the typical comedians, I think, normally who have to have a crutch. Like, that's why I've never had a crutch before going on stage. Like, I never had to drink something or had to smoke or whatever it is to go on stage. Like, I always thought, like, it's best.
It's just a craft, though. Like, that's like working on the
that's
craft.
Like, that means you care a lot more. Because I feel like to go up there sober and kill it is the best feeling in the world. So, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why we're trying to like, change that.
Right,
with the attention we have too, right? Like talking about it like this.
Yeah, you can do so many things now too. Like you have a YouTube channel. You can start your own pod, like
vlogs, everything. Like that shit provides more context, and that's why I like doing long form platforms like this, where you can just let these thoughts out. Yeah, provide your context
for sure.
You can't explain anything about the Iran situation or this mental health on a 15-second Instagram story. You know what I'm saying? That's why stuff like this is important for, spread that awareness.
What's it like being like an artist, man? Like, what's the? I keep I want to come back to like the cancel culture and the hateful comments, because man, so many times when me and Alex we record an episode, I'm like, fuck, this part's kind of dicey, man. Like this part might we didn't even post an episode because it was so like, it could have been edgy, and especially in a place in Vancouver, like you guys aren't here long enough to like really like sense it, but like people are like virtue signaling. They want to find something to be like, this guy, get him the fuck out. And then people give this person the love and the attention for finding me because I said one little thing.
That's weird, man.
It's bad here. I don't know how it is in like Ontario or like
Ontario's pretty bad because like fuck, it's the capital for all sorts of parades and events. Like you know what I mean. Like for example, the Pride Parade is like the biggest outside of. I think it's one of the biggest parades in the world. Caravana, one of the biggest parades in the world. Yeah. Right? So, like, you just
one's shaking ass and the other one's eating ass. This is going to get us This is where we get
We're not even
but dude, that's the thing, though.
Now.
But why is that but why is that a bad thing? What you just said, like, it's funny. Like,
it's funny.
It's true. It's true.
It's true.
Yeah, but it hurts someone's feelings. And that is the problem. No, I'm joking. Well, no, that is the point. People just get offended and they don't want... Everyone wants to live in this fantasy land where everybody is not going to get hurt or offended, which is not reality at all. That's why when someone gets rejected from a job, they fucking crumble and have no spine and go, I can't handle life. It's like, well, yeah, you've never heard no, or the rejection just kills you, That's because we keep telling kids, hey, you participated, so you're number one. It's like, no, bro, you lost the race. Do better,
bro.
Big margin,
bro.
Yeah,
you weren't even
suck. But I mean, there's tasteful ways of doing it.
Yeah. I just think you can't worry about it because they don't have full context on your life. Once again, those people just don't know.
Haters gonna hate.
How are you gonna tell me I'm racist? Like for some of my videos, where it's like, did you fucking grow up with Tamils and Indians and Arabs and Afghans and Muslims? The way I did, I went to their houses. I spoke to their parents. I had their food. I danced with them. I listened to music. Did you fucking do that, fucking Kaylin?
Yeah, exactly.
Shut the fuck up. You wear glasses that look like you're in a fucking parade, a clown parade, and why are you coloring your hair a color that doesn't exist? Okay, and you're talking to me about pronouns when you don't even know where you are in the world. You're delusional.
You're fucking.
A lot of people are delusional. I'm like, even though we do 30 voices, I still know who I am.
Yeah.
You don't know who you are.
We spend more time up here than most people, I feel.
You're actually more genuine than those people, man. Those people
too. They're fake. They're
fake as fuck, man.
It's like a Black Mirror episode every day.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you know how fake nice you're being, or like how?
They don't even realize it though. That's
they don't realize. They're not
it.
aware. They're not self-aware. There's no self-awareness. There's no inflection happening on the inside, and that's why they're like that. And they want to project their insecurities and sadness onto other people. And they think it's cool, or they think they're doing a good job for the society. When in real life, they actually have no idea what they're talking about.
People just
never
hate,
experienced and lived through the dark times or this and that. It's like, I don't know. It's like,
here's
what are
my
you
thing.
doing?
And even if they did, why are you spreading hate on other people when you know they're just trying to do good things? It's like, we're out here doing bad things. We're trying to do bad shit. Like when shit gets taken down on TikTok and they're like, you're promoting extremism. I was banned on TikTok. But, and they go, you're promoting extremism and violence. I'm like, bro, I made a joke. There's a guy with an AK and a fucking American flag on the back of his truck, just blowing his gun. I don't know why I said blowing gun. Like shooting his gun, shouting the N-word. But he's on TikTok. That's okay. A 13-year-old dropping her ass on the camera. That's okay. But I'm promoting extremism and violence. Like it's just like, you know, guys like us. Yeah, but they are like me and him aren't doing that shit. We're comedians. The intention is to be funny. Period. Like so. When other
people don't see it that way.
Yeah, when haters just come around and go, "Oh, you're being a racist, trying to take us down," I'm like, "What are you doing? Like, where are you looking? You're looking at comedians. You're an idiot. You know what I mean? Like, you're just
like
a
the last
idiot.
place you should look at.
Yeah,
like,
what are you looking at?
The last place.
Go stomp on Parliament Hill, you bird. Like, what's wrong with you? Like,
Buddy, I'm done.
Okay. Fuck.
You're done.
You're done. I'm done.
And that goes back to the Kobe thing, though, man. Like when we grew up, it was Kobe, and like with him, it was like just savage shit.
No
like,
excuses,
he didn't
bro.
give a fuck, right?
Yeah.
Like he was a perfect example. Like I coached like youth basketball, right? And like these kids look up to who Kevin Durant, and fucking Kyrie. They just fucking prima donna fucking asses, just like moving around. It's a different generation, man.
Yeah, I know.
I feel fucking sorry for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's why I feel like we have more of a tough skin, thick skin, our generation.
Yeah.
Thick, tough skin.
Fuck, man. You gotta have thick skin though to be in comedy. Like you have to.
Thick skin, thin
like,
cock,
within the
baby.
first
Always-
day, you're actually like collapsing.
Which always baffles me when people who are sensitive or like they're like PC culture, they become comedians. Like comedians is a heavy overstatement. They're not comedians. They're preachers.
They're preachers.
But I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know why they think they're funny or why they come into the comedy scene when they're just
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like a poetry reading.
Yeah.
Like that clip you showed me this morning. I want to
don't-
chuck my phone
Buddy,
off the balcony.
I have a comedian in mind that's so ass. I don't even want to say his name.
Say it.
Should I say it?
Yeah, that's it.
It's up to you.
Brendan Schaub.
Oh,
Brendan Schaub?
He's such a fucking dweeb. Like he's not even. He's not funny.
Well, he's a
like,
UFC fighter who had a platform and wanted to do stand-up.
Yeah.
And that really pisses me off when, like, even Will Smith, when he's like, my bucket list is to do stand-up. It's like,
it's not that easy.
Don't
Like,
do it, man.
don't do it.
Don't
And it's
even
like,
come close.
even if
to
you
it.
want to do it, okay, great. But guys who just insert themselves at the top, that's why they're not funny.
That's what I
because they
mean,
don't
yeah.
have the chops and they're still, like, they're new. It's like props to them. I mean, there's some guys who do put in the work and the effort.
yeah, and they get better. Yeah,
And they get better over
Yeah.
time. I mean, like, Schaub's probably doing that, but
because he's a perfect case of like who you know, right? Like
Oh, for
you know,
sure.
For sure.
Callan, Rogan, right? Like all those guys.
yeah, it helps. Yeah.
Aaliyah.
I mean, he's nothing, I mean, at that point, it's like I can't even knock on that because we would also do the same.
yeah, it's like guys who adapt successfully after their career. It's like The Rock going into movies. You know what I mean? If he ate shit, you'd be like, buddy, The Rock can't act. All actors are pissed off, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
Which is happening to John Cena. But, you know, some guys take off and some guys don't. Like, you're good or you're not. Like, Schaub found a spot where he's excelling.
Yeah.
Good for him. But
I like the guy on a podcast. He's actually decent, but like
his stand-up, I just was like,
it's-
whatever.
yeah.
oh, dude,
Yeah,
it's
it's all right.
It's fucking.
It's not. It's not. It's like
cringy.
Bill Burr and him. It's like two different
Yeah,
conversations.
Yeah. People do a good job, though, at separating
Yeah.
the trash from the goats.
Yeah, for sure.
Like Kobe, right? In 25 years, 30 years, Durant's, like all these, like people are going to forget about the social justice warrior in the comments. You know what I mean? People aren't going to remember Neema for what he said about Iran or didn't say about Iran in 30 years from now. So
true.
it's irrelevant. These
Do you think
haters-
people will forget? Like, how do you?
100%.
Yeah, for sure. They don't.
There's because tomorrow
There's so
there's
much
the next
shit
thing and
going
the
on.
next thing, the
Yeah.
next thing. It's just like
There's
you
too
know?
much information coming in and out
Yeah,
right
yeah,
at
yeah.
this point. At this rate, it's only getting faster, and that's why
You
I
know-
say the quantity over quality because it's like you'll see 30 posts in 1 minute. You already forgot about that first one you watched a minute ago. There's so many. That's why I
Right,
don't care.
right.
Just put it out.
People just sorry. I burped
Nice.
there and forgot my train of thought. I was gonna say, fuck. What was I gonna say?
Kobe Bryant. Something about
Something about about you in 30 years. Oh, comics. Like if they remember us for what we said about Iran 20 years ago, and they don't remember us for being like funny comics, we fucking suck.
yeah.
We suck. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But they'll remember like you saying something about it, right? Like they'll be like, "Oh, you also fucking said something."
Yeah.
Well, fuck, the guys did say something about it, and people are coming out like just yesterday being like, "You fucking loser, you didn't say anything." It's like, bro,
Yeah,
Are you looking at my posts or not? You know what I mean? And they don't look and they just assume because they didn't see it. So it's just like
I know. There's just so much. There's too many nuances here. I don't know. It's like you can't just judge something off of one thing you saw or one thing you didn't see. Just fucking ask, man. I don't like people coming at me or attacking me, assuming I did something I didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And also like. There's one guy on my comment yesterday on the Vancouver. I did a Vancouver promo for the show on Thursday. Just trying to sell more tickets.
Right.
This guy just like doesn't even follow me. Just to sabotage my show. He goes, "Show suck dick, don't go." Like some Persian guy.
he spelled dick Dickhh. Dick. Show suck dick.
Wait, someone commented on it?
Yeah, on the post. I'm
And
like,
then never even been to the show.
yeah, never even came to any of the shows. I'm like, go
Thanks.
fuck yourself.
Because that makes sense, right?
Vancouver's-
Tear down another Persian guy.
Yeah, who's trying to actually
for
represent
good-
your culture.
Yeah, represent culture in a positive way.
Yeah.
Let's tear him down
For
and
not-
focus
But,
on...
Yo, you know how Persians are though. Like, oh, this, like, they're
They're
envious,
so
they're jealous.
judgy,
like,
bro. So judgmental. That's why I never boxed myself into the Persian community. Just the Persian.
Because you knew at some point they're gonna turn on you.
I knew it, and that's what's happened in Maz and Maximini, all these big Persian comedians. If you look at their pages in the past 2-3 weeks, it's been CNN on their page. They haven't posted one comedy video since this shit came out. And why? Because all their stuff relies on the Persian stuff, on the Persian jokes. Whereas for me, I have 20 other jokes that I'm doing at all times. I don't need people. That's why I don't understand. People are like, "Oh, Neema, like you're a Persian, you're a disgrace to the community. No, you're not Iranian. You shouldn't call yourself Iranian. You should cancel your shows." I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Were you there in the gym 8 years ago, busting your ass trying to get to this point now? I'm going to cancel my shows now because I'm Persian. That's not how this works.
I told Omi this. If anything, we need laughter. If anything right now, we need laughter. You know?
Also, it's like my job is to actually enlighten our culture and to show the beauty of it. And which I've been doing.
It's not a time to laugh, okay?
Yeah.
It's not a time to laugh.
But when is it a good time to laugh, man? What about all the children are getting raped every day? People are massacred, hunger. There's so much shit happening every day that people just neglect. So I'm like, what do you want? I don't know. People just don't know what they want. They're angry and emotional, which I understand, but it's like you have to just. I don't know. This is life.
It's just like, I don't know. You have a big following. People think, oh, if you said something, it'll make it different.
But I did. I helped. I did, man. I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm Persian. I get it. It's sure. I do have at this point. I'm like, I should say something, which I did. We said a couple things, on the stories. Did my part. Shared some things. Helped out. Did a whole fucking fundraiser show for the women of Iran and Canada, and raised a bunch of money to help them. I'm like, I did my part, bro.
How many people did that?
How many people did that?
Yeah.
No one.
How many Iranians just sat at home yelling at other Iranians to do something?
Yeah.
So
Probably
I did way
90%.
more than 90% of Iranians in this side of the world, for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm not trying to brag about it. I'm just saying, well, what are you doing? It's like I helped, man. So why are you?
You want me to do something? I did. Like,
what
okay,
do you want?
what
Why
now?
are you still coming at me?
Yeah.
So that's why I
that's why,
can't
bro.
care. I can't care about those people because you have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know.
They want you to strap up like Rambo and go to Iran and be an assassin.
100% as Gary Vee.
Reza? I'm here to talk to Reza?
Give me one more of that.
Gary Vee in Iran?
I need that.
Man, did you get that in a garage sale?
Where'd you buy that gun? You have to just sell, okay?
My man, in 10 years from now, none of this is gonna fucking matter, okay? God, fuck, man.
Fuck, can you give me a cartsy? Can you give me a cartsy?
Buddy, you're fucking doing cards here right now, pal.
You're a living card.
I'm a
You're
living cartsy and a
you
Bianca.
Fucking, you're a fucking plug.
Yeah, I'm a fucking dust.
I'm an absolute man rocket, though.
Fucking man rockets.
Buddy, you already know, buddy.
fucking Claire.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the thing though. I had a Claire in high school too. So every time you say that, I'm
same.
like, it brings me back.
I know, right? Get triggered, dude.
Fucking bitch.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
All right, boys. Fucking thank you for coming on. So show tomorrow at 8 p.m. York Theater, and then Thursday at 7
p.m.
7.
Yep.
York
Still
Theater.
tickets left for the Thursday. I mean, I don't know if this episode's out by tomorrow, but
Fuck it. Alex, is it gonna be out by tomorrow? Absolutely not, right?
It's going to be out next week.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday.
Next week. All right.
so yeah, if you're seeing this,
Yeah.
the
you
shows
missed
have
the
already
fucking
happened.
show last
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
You pieces of shit.
Fuck, man.
No, I'm kidding.
Thanks for having us,
Lit.
though, man.
Yeah, thanks for
Appreciate it,
having
man.
me.
Thank you for coming on, man. Taking time out of your day. Fuck.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's our
Really
pleasure.
appreciate it. Thank you. Enjoy24, episode 29 with Neema Nat.
Wow.
Episode I always
Guy
forget
doesn't
the
even
time.
know his
Episode
fucking
28
episode
with
number.
Neema Naz, Marc-Anthony.
Boom. Thanks.
We out here, man. Enjoy your
get it.
24.
Let's
go.
Yeah, let's have a good fucking
Yeah,
day,
Oh,
boys.
fucking dust.
Yeah.
Let's go. Fuck.
Fuck yeah.
I'm gonna go fill up a
Fucking
couple of
dick suck
donuts.
now. Let's go. Let's go get our fucking.
Reza?
Reza, fucking make.